And away in this 3,000 metres G race, event 17. And very tight, they had to hold a few minutes there while we had the watches all sorted out. The runners are Bailey Rankin from Western Athletics, James Howe by invitation, Paul Prentice invitation, Robert Trott, Mornington Peninsula, Matthew Taylor, Melbourne University, Matthew Connolly, Melbourne University, Ben Purser, Doncaster, Zach Mottram, Essendon. And we'll start picking up the runners as they go by, and that's actually Zach Mottram in the lead, and he's leading from Ben Purser and Declan Emerson. So continuing with the runners, Michael Bishop, Mornington Peninsula, Vincent Mancuso, Ivanhoe Harriers, Paul Wilson, Glen Huntly, Corey Lawson, Knox, Sam Lindsay, Glen Huntly, Simon Harris, Collingwood, Daniel Bunworth, Western Athletics, James Anderson, Yarra Rangers, Declan Emerson, Eureka, David Kotrabarski by invitation, and Alistair O'Brien from Knox. And the runners are now strung right out. And of course leading is Zach Mottram. He's setting the pace. And I think moving there behind him is, we'll pick him up in a few moments. Declan Emerson was well placed in that early as they went past for the first time. So they round the turn. There's still a very large field of 19 runners in this race. And now moving to the front, running nicely is David Kotrabarski from Mottram, followed then by Emerson and then Purser. They're your leading group at the moment. Pick up other runners as we go by, and that could be Robert Trott in next place. So Kotrabarski's a new leader, but still there is Zach Mottram from Essendon, running comfortably in second place.
Sort of, you know, 99.
And then we have Declan Emerson from Eureka. So they come into the straight with 5 laps to go. And there's Kotrabarski by invitation here, and running comfortably in front. Zach Mottram in second place at the moment. It's Emerson on the inside. On the outside of him is young Purser. Running in next place is Bishop, and followed by Mancuso. There's an Ivanhoe runner in there with them, which is Mancuso. So it's still fairly bunched. Any one of those top 10 runners could take this out. Not too huge gaps, but then they spread out towards the back end of the field. It's like Emerson is moving up a little bit there, but we change of leaders there. We can't pick up the runner at the moment. But we now certainly pick him up when he comes up the straight. So running comfortably at the moment. In front is our new leader, and we'll pick him up in a moment, and that's Corey Lawson. Corey leading, but just going back in front there, Kotrabarski to the outside of him. Purser's well placed in there. So is Zach Mottram, and Mancuso of Ivanhoe's moved up in about 5th place. So coming into the straight, and Corey Lawson, who took over the previous lap, was leading them in. 3 laps to go. So Lawson running comfortably. And coming back there is Kotrabaski's running quite well. Sorry, that was a new runner there is James Anderson now. Anderson takes over. Purse lying back there in 3rd place. We have a number of changes there as the leads change. So Anderson's now setting the pace, pushing it along from Lawson to be Purser in next place. So the pace certainly has now quickened, and the line is now starting to stretch out. So a good injection of pace there by James Anderson, and he's really making the work hard. Kotrabaski's in 2nd place at the moment. So correction, Corey Lawson has moved back into 2nd.
No scratchings on that, so you just have to fly with it, but that won't worry you because you only call those that are going around.
So Anderson injected the pace, 2 laps to go, half a mile. So he's up a bit of a gap here. Working pretty hard there is Corey Lawson to keep him in sight. So Anderson, Lawson, followed by Kotrabaski. Then next place is Hans, followed then by Purser. The Knox runner will pick up in a minute, could be... So really pushing along at the moment down the back straight. Anderson has really opened up a fairly big gap. And he wants a good buffer as he goes down with a little over a lap to go. That could be Simon Hans, who's now moved into 2nd place. So runners are now setting themselves up for this final lap. Still running well, Kotrabaski. Kotrabaski. So Anderson out in front. Working hard. He's going to get the bell. Anderson out in front. He's followed by Simon Hans. Followed by Kotrabaski. Then in next place, Paul Prentice has moved up. Then Ben Purser is making a move. So they're all pushing it along now. 300 out, Anderson. Anderson's working hard. Hans of Collingwood is in 2nd place. Kotrabaski followed by Prentice. Purser's being challenged by the Knox athlete there. So 200 metres to go. Anderson followed by Hans. They're the leading 2 runners. They've got a bit of a gap. Hans has closed the gap on our leader there in Anderson. 150 out. Hans has made his move. He's gone past. So Hans, Anderson into the home straight. Hans has made the decisive move and is pulling right away now down the straight. Simon Hans coming down. Oh, he's coming back again, Anderson. Anderson, Hans is hanging on. Anderson, Kotrabaski, followed by Purser, followed then by, coming home late was Emerson, followed then by Mottram, one of the early leaders. There we have Bishop finishing, followed then by Howe. The later runners coming in. Bunworth. And Taylor.